Welcome to ADlib&&D, where a group of amateur role-playing enthusiasts running a weekly live-stream D&D 5e game with a twist. The viewing public get to vote on a large group of random concepts before the episode takes place. Once tallied, the DM will select 5 of the 10 most popular and tailor the episodes of the game against the chosen ideas. Anything can happen, no episode will be the same. You can find where to vote on Discord on the Filthy Pig Discord server. Okay. So, to fill in on what's happened since last time, the intrepid group of 4 adventurers have found out the culprit who took Feldisha York, the very popular and quite convoluted star performer for the Tinkers. And they have followed the trail of breadcrumbs to a place called Eldritch Hills, which is to the south of Modaño. Now, unfortunately, the culprit of the abduction of Feldisha was brutally disintegrated as some energy balls appeared from the ground and started to attack the party, killed off a few Tinkers at the same time, and then dissipated away. So we pick up this episode where the group of 4 have moved straight from the Tinker's Bazaar and headed south to the entrance to the Eldritch Hills. They found the cave location entrance that they were looking for and have worked their way slowly through it and have found a small cabin area where there's some more of these energy balls. So I might set up the map so you guys get a bit of an idea of where you are and what's going on. So I'll do that now.
Do you know, one could say that Feldisha is very much like Donald Trump. Infamous. And yet we've got to save her. That probably doesn't work.
Nice try there. Nice try.
Yeah.
I liked the optimistic tone. I thought that was quite sweet.
Yeah, the optimism. Mm-hmm. Have to throw that in there for the American audience. Give them some hope.
You got to do that. Okay, so you are coming in from the north there, heading to the south, and who was the one that was peeking around to have a look?
Certainly not me. I'd be following in behind because at this particular moment, didn't we? Wait, we were looking from a ridgeline or something like this because I thought I remember having my torch. Oh God, I can't remember.
It was more around a corner than anything else. So that basically that corner there, someone was looking around who was peering further into the cave.
Probably would have been Alarak being up at the front.
All I can tell you is I've got like 2 torches and no magic, so just wanted to let you know. If you get hurt, I've got some band-aids, and, cross your fingers.
Oh dear. So, Riki would also like to point out that she should really still have mage armor active, unless it's been more than 8 hours since the combat.
That's cool. You can add mage armor back on. So that's what you're seeing at the moment. So there's a bit of a ridgeway across a bit of a cabin. And basically the caves glow with the light of several of the energy balls. There's some other less active balls that just seem to provide a bit of illumination along the cave area, but are not large or dangerous like you have seen on the other ones. You can make out at the end of the... Sorry?
Can we please change the name of those 2, particularly the southern ones? This is not going to go well.
What the ones that say hairy?
Yeah, the hairy balls, yeah.
Okay, I'll get to that. Yes, where it leads to the unknown. But if you want to find out where Feldisha is, the only direction is further in. Well,
One
look,
other-
I've got, just for people who are watching this show, I have using an extension that randomly names NPCs, and there's some quite entertaining names it comes up with. These ones, I must say, are definitely rather entertaining, but also probably not appropriate.
DM, could I get you to roll a persuasion check on that?
Yes, exactly. Or deception, please. I'm not sure.
Okay, but you won't see the result because it'll be hidden.
Yeah, of course. One out of character question before we get going. So we were to apply 4th level, but we're not taking on any of the abilities until we've had a proper long rest. Does that also include ASI?
Well, for ASI, I'm happy to. Well, are you talking about feats in this instance?
No,
I'm not
because
too worried about that. I mean, this will probably be the last combat before that happens anyway. So
okay, because I was just thinking because it ups my AC by 1.
yeah, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? They haven't noticed you as yet.
Alarak, what do you see?
Well, they were hairy, but there's now a bold ball, a blinking one, and 3 normal ones. Same as before. Same as the things in the camp. I'll say to them as I come back and report instead of shouting across the chasm.
Are they all the big ones or the small ones?
Big is a strong word. There's a couple of medium ones.
Because the small ones were hard to hit. Well, what do you guys think? Should we take them out? Anybody got something that can do a bit of surprise?
Well,
Not hugely.
I mean, I can cast a snowball swarm or a shatter, but we'd probably only hit a maximum of 2 of them at a time.
I could try to hit one with a Toll of the Dead. It's not good. If I remember right, they're not that weak, so
It's better than nothing. I'll wait round the corner, ready for stuff to hit. You guys fire your stuff.
Yeah, we probably should attack them before they notice us. That would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
all right. What about you, Jace? You got some?
My magic is of more limited use against these balls. It's much more targeted towards humans and humanoids. I'm afraid my best option is likely to be my crossbow.
Well, let's get ready and see if we can knock off a few before they see us.
Now, Riki knows that, they're a bit scary and burny, so she very, very gently wakes up little Bindi, who's having a bit of a nap in the backpack, and just tells her to hide in some cracks in the rocks near the cave entrance.
Okay, so Bindi sort of crawls along and snuggles up inside a little corner and looks for all the world like there's nothing there. She's doing a good job of hiding.
I'm going to leave my torch back there, and then I'm going to sneak up over here, and then crawl along the ground just so that I can stick my head out so that I can just see one of them.
Okay, can I get you to make a stealth check now?
Yep. Here we go. Stealth. That would be a dirty 20.
Okay, you have no problems sneaking up. There is a bit of loose rock there, but you traverse it with ease.
There's that gap. There's like a sort of a little tunnel between two rocks a little bit northern to where Wabani is. Is that right?
It's not big enough to squeeze through, but you can look through it a little bit, yeah.
Okay, so nobody could actually use that as a launching. Oh, so I can look through it. So could I potentially target a spell through there, or would it have to be direct line of sight?
No, you could probably launch a spell from there. It's for a medium-sized humanoid, you wouldn't be able to fit through, but things that are smaller, and you realize that these balls of energy are smaller, definitely, could possibly fit through. If they so choose. You also recall that when you were using magic missile the last time you encountered these energy balls, it was probably the most effective attack against everything.
Yeah. So if I could, I'm thinking about casting a bit of an area effect spell if I can. So I too sneak up in a way that would let me peek through that crack in the rocks. But I'm still on the other side.
Okay, so you have difficulty seeing much from there. Let's just see what you can see. So you could probably see, yeah, you can't really see any of the balls from where you are. You'd have to come around the other way to get a proper target on them.
Okay, so I then go around and sneak around to near where Wabani is.
Okay, can I get you to roll a stealth check as well, please?
Shh, Riki, quiet.
And I feel lucky, so I re-roll.
Nice.
Nice. So she rolled a 10, and then she rolled with luck and got a 19. So you do see as you progress up towards Wabani, you step on one of the loose stone and rock that's there. It starts to slip away, but your deft fingers grab it before it makes any sort of clattering noise, and you place it gently next to Wabani as you emerge next to him.
One quick question.
Yes.
Is this black area actually a chasm?
Yes.
That is a bridge across?
There is a bridge across a deep chasm.
Deep chasm, okay. Good to know.
So what you're saying is there could be thousands of these things at the bottom of the chasm, just waiting for us.
Sure. I mean, the pit is bottomless, so it could have hundreds of thousands of them. It could be like the night sky, but in reverse.
It's the Feywild. No, Shadowfell.
What's Alarak and Jace doing?
Getting ready for a fight. I might stay back a bit. I don't want to alert these guys until the combat. Jace?
Jace wants to get a good sniping vantage point, so he'll probably sneak up to where Wabani and Riki are.
Okay.
Sort of around there.
Okay.
I'll give you
Can I get a
roll.
stealth check? Yeah.
So 21.
Wow. All these good stealth rolls are putting Alarak to shame if he was ever to sneak up.
I'm not doing it. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to get 2 ones. I'm not going anywhere near them.
Okay. You have no trouble traversing this loose stone. Now, you do see the loose stone elsewhere here. So the speed is going to be much slower than what you would need to. Otherwise, there is a possibility of you slipping from the bridge. So you can traverse it at half speed, but if you go further than that, you'll have to make a dexterity saving throw to see whether you lose your footing.
Okie doke.
I have a sneaking feeling that these floating orbs of light won't be bothered by a giant chasm. So I suspect they'll just come flying straight towards us. Is that likely? What are we all thinking?
I think you're right.
I think there's a chance of that.
They were flying back at the bazaar, and they are flying here.
Let's all target this close one here with a red eye.
Well, I'm going to set off a spell. I'm going to try and set off a spell in between the small red energy ball and the medium yellow energy ball. See, if I've got a spell that has a radius, hang on a second. If I've got a spell that's got a radius of 10 feet, will that be able to target both of them? Hang on.
That's a radius of 10 feet there. If that's the one you're after.
Yeah, that's about
there.
No, I wanna hit the. Well, I can't really see that, can I? I want to target the two that are closest.
Yep. Okay. So the medium yellow energy ball and the small red energy ball that's being rather bold.
So I'm going to ready my action. So as soon as I see Riki's somatic components looking like they're about to complete, I'll have my Hunga Munga Holy Idol in my hand and ready to release a Toll of the Dead as soon as her somatic bit is finished.
On which one? The red one?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll
and
do
you,
this.
Jess?
I'll do the same, except with my crossbow.
On the red one again?
How did they go last combat? Were they... Toll the Dead's not going to take one out on its own, is it?
Oh, they took a couple of hits.
Yeah.
I'll target the red one as well then.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I'll target the medium yellow one. That way, if that AoE is particularly effective, we've got a good chance of maybe finishing both off.
Okay. And are you doing anything, Alarak?
I am standing right here, ready to engage once the explosions start. I can run. I don't care. I've got like 1,000 speed. But I'm going to wake them up. I'm going to make a really loud noise, trying to sneak up in my chainmail bikini. So I'm just going to stay where I am until the fighting starts.
All right. So we'll set it up as a surprise round. So can I get everyone to roll initiative, please?
That
11.
is an 8 for Wobani.
I rolled an 8.
That's a 4 for Alarak.
Jeez.
Okay, just one moment. All right. So you do catch them unawares. Jace, you get to go first. So you're holding action until the spell is cast, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Riki, so you're casting Shadow, is that correct?
Yeah, so I pull out a little chip of mica from a little pouch on my belt and start chanting, and then dramatically gesture over towards a spot right smack bang in the middle of the medium yellow energy ball and the small red energy ball, the bold one.
Okay, they both fail their saving throws, so you'd like to roll damage, please? Okay, so as you point, a wave of thunderous energy explodes nearby and smacks into both of them. They wobble under its thunderous might, and one of them looks horribly injured. Its form sort of dissipates to a small red dot. The other one takes a little bit of the damage, but is hardier than the other. So at this point, Jace and Wobani do their triggered actions. So we're going to roll your attacks, guys.
There it is.
Okay, so the red energy ball fail for Toll the Dead, and the attack hits.
Oh, perfect.
Just at this point, as that thunderous energy is dissipating, a loud gong can be heard, and that red energy ball just disappears from sight and winks out of existence. As this is happening, Jace's bolt flies true, and while passing through the object, it still seems to shave off a little bit of its essence, and it is a little bit more injured. Okay, so last point on the surprise round is Alarak. Would you like to do anything?
I'd like to come down here and ready an attack. First enemy to get within range gets a big spiky point in it.
What's your movement speed?
30.
30. Okay, because you're aware.
Oh, right.
10. So the first two blocks are 10 feet of movement, and then next one would be 10, and then okay, no, you can actually get to that.
Okay, fantastic.
It's all good. Yep. So you're readying whichever one gets adjacent enough for you to use your glaive on.
Mm-hmm.
You were supposed to shoot it in the eye, Jace. It still lives.
I hit it. It's a tough. These things are tough to kill.
Okay, so this small energy ball, seeing the commotion that was caused, decides to float out through that small aperture that you noticed before. It gets to there, and you your attack is triggered, Alarak. You slice into it.
With a 19. All right, let's try and kill this thing. 10 damage.
You shave off about half of its energy. It's like you cut it down the middle, and half of its energy sort of dissipates, whereas the rest of it seems to move up to you and attempt to attack you. It hits you, and there's a discharge of energy as your chainmail loincloth is electrified for a short period of time.
That's
Ow.
gotta hurt.
Ow.
No more children, Jace or Alarak.
That one
Short
is
and
dead.
curlies are going to be extra curly.
Meanwhile, another one comes out from the shadow. But doesn't do anything. It sort of drifts in next to you, Alarak, but doesn't do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
The medium energy ball moves up to you, Wabani, but doesn't have enough movement to attack you on that turn.
Okay.
And that one moves up to Riki. And that one moves up to Jace. So all these energy balls start to move. They float, and they're quite quick. They zip about and move up to you, but don't manage to attack you on this turn. Jace.
Okay. So, Jace, as much as he wants to finish off the yellow energy ball, doesn't want to be caught in melee range with his crossbow out, so he lets it fall and pulls his rapier and attacks the small red energy ball that's blinking.
Your rapier finds purchase, but it, due to its ethereal nature, it slides through, and you only cleave off a little bit of its form. It attempts to return the favor. This one feels hot to the touch, and it brushes up next to you, and your clothes start to catch on fire.
Jace yells out, "Not the clothes! Not the clothes!"
You also smell what seems to be burning hair.
No!
This is a tragedy.
Riki.
Alright. So Riki's looking over at the three that she can really see in front of her. She knows some are behind as well, but she's really uncomfortable with the three in front of her. And I think that I can cast Thunder Wave towards those three. Would that be right?
Yes, you can.
Jace is pointing at the one that burnt his clothes and yelling, "Destroy it! Destroy it!"
I will point out that it actually only moved this turn. It didn't attack you. My apologies. So I've removed the damage.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, there you go.
But is his hair burning due to its proximity?
Yeah,
Due to all the
definitely.
hair product that is in his hair? Yeah. That's a hazard. It's a hazard of being so beautiful, Jace. I'm so sorry. Okay.
But healing magic will fix that, right?
It will. It will.
If we had any.
I'm sure somebody can mend your hair. Okay, so I cast Thunder Wave.
2 failures and a success. So a ripple of thunderous energy emanates from Riki's hands, and one of them manages to dodge quite deftly, but the other ones are hit by the full brunt of it. You roll your damage. Okay, so the small one that is starting to torch poor Jace's hair fluffs out of existence and is no more. The other ones take a little bit less damage, but are still standing. Or floating.
Hey, nicely done, Riki. Good job.
Yeah, yes. But don't they get pushed back as well?
Okay, so one of them does. So the medium yellow energy ball resisted, so it doesn't get pushed back. But the small red energy ball and the yellow one gets pushed back. The green one does not. So you're pushing it. Is it 15 feet?
I think it is 10.
Okay, it's pushed back 10 feet.
And falls into the chasm?
Yes.
It bobs above the chasm.
Darn it.
Are you doing anything else?
No, I'm just staring at that medium green one that's right in front of me, just kind of glaring at it a little bit resentfully.
So that green one seems to be dripping acid from what you can tell.
Oh, goody.
Did we see the yellow one when it struck at Alarak? Or do I remember what the yellow one was shooting fire or lightning?
It's lightning.
Or...
It's lightning.
Okay, I will. With this one that's in front of Riki, I got you, Riki, and I'll pull out my. Did we decide whether or not my Hunga you were going to allow me to qualify it as a monk weapon?
It is, yeah. It's a hand axe. It's a reflavored hand axe.
Cool. So with my Hunga in hand, I stab at the one in front of me, or in front of Riki.
And you hit it.
Huzzah.
Ooh. Exactly. And then as a follow-up, I try to nail it with my foot, and I go, Kia!
Kicking a ball of acid. That's brave.
Yep. Didn't work. And I stay there. Sorry, Riki. I thought I had it.
No, you did good. You did good.
As you attract your Hungamunga, you see some etch marks across the weapon. It's not going to damage it at all, from what you can tell at this point in time. But this feels like it's been passed through a ball of acid.
And then there's a little internal grammar person that's just spits itself out of Riki's mouth and says, "Sorry, you did well. You did well."
Is the image of Donaru on my Hungamunga damaged?
No, it's all good.
Phew.
That seems to glow with its own light. Alarak, you next to you are 2 energy balls. One that crackles with lightning, the other one that feels cool to the touch.
Girding my loins, I'm going to take my spear and try and get rid of this yellow one. Just try and skewer it. 26 to hit. Let's see if we can kill it.
Oh, that'll kill it.
Ooh.
Very
Nice.
nice.
You cleave through its form, and the rest of the electrical energy dissipates along the shaft of your glaive.
Fantastic. You guys got those other two? That's my turn.
Okay.
Yes.
In retaliation, the small one attempts to attack you, Alarak. You feel its cold form starting to cause at least a little bit of frostbite on your arms or fingers. But you manage to duck out of its attack path. It seems to have telegraphed its attack path fairly easily. Okay, the yellow one moves up to you, Wavani, and attempts to shock you.
Okay, as a reaction to that. So, when I am hit with an attack, I can. I mean, you can roll the damage, but I get a reaction to that too.
Okay. So you want me to roll the damage first?
Sure.
Okay. A bolt of energy is discharged against you, and your form, the hair on your body stands on end as it's a large electrical shock. What are you doing in retaliation?
I will evoke Wrath of the Storm from being hit, and it will need to do. I guess I can do this. It needs to do a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, you can force that.
Huzzah!
It seems to duck out of your way with relative ease.
Does it get half? Let me see.
It probably does get that.
And half as much on a... Ooh, did it? Oh, it did. So I will blast it then with... I get to choose between lightning and thunder. I choose thunder.
It seems most of your electrical attacks, they are resisting rather easily.
That was thunder, though.
Or most of your elemental attacks.
Damn.
What Riki did before with her magic missiles was probably one of the most effective things.
Yeah, it's not like those missiles, but bloody hell, these things are elemental in nature, I believe.
Okay, the medium energy ball is going to go eeny, meeny, miny, mo between Jace and Riki and see what happens. So, okay. It's going to choose Jace. A globule of acid splashes towards you, Jace. Some of it catching your hair, unfortunately.
No!
Oh, this is dreadful.
And a splattering of it hits your chest and near your face, but you turn away at the last moment. You can smell your hair melting somewhat, and the clothes on your chest is just burning away as the acid starts to cauterize those areas.
Throw them away, Jace.
Worst day ever.
Buck up, Jace. It's any excuse for a makeover.
It's true. After this, we can go shopping.
We certainly
Right.
can.
All right, Jason's going to attack the green energy ball.
You're really happy from having been hit with acid.
Oh, and that's a
Hey.
crit.
Nice.
And he's going to use his psychic blades too. Does that get critical benefit as well?
It should do, yes. So if you roll your damage, or is it? Do you add it? Have you said it?
I have to roll it now. So I'll roll it twice.
Just hold down. Well, if you're going to do it that way, yeah, roll it twice.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. Did you? Oh, it's psychic. I thought it was poison.
No, it's I think in the original what do you call it? Unearthed Arcana, it was poison, but
They switched it around to psychic. Okay.
yeah.
So the attack slices through it, and you find that the psychic damage was the most effective part of your attack. and that one also dissipates.
Jace yells out, "Hands off the wardrobe!"
It's all right.
Ricky.
It's all right, Jace. Any excuse for shopping. We'll take them down.
Okay.
So I now target the one that's right in front of me with the medium yellow energy ball. I target that with a magic missile.
It's so 2 bolts shoot from your hand and catch the form. It's still standing, but it's on its last legs.
Okay, so I will then take the last shot at it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to cast it as level 2, and that'll give me 2 shots, right?
Well, okay, yeah. So describe its demise, Riki. So the energy ball is knocked back by each bolt, and as the last bolt hits it, it tumbles down the chasm and dissipates as it's going, and the light winks out
And I believe I've got one more shot.
against the one behind you. So Riki is firing magic missile bolts left and right. One zooms past Alarak's nose.
Okay, I will. Yeah. I am going to looking backwards at Alarak. I got him, Alarak. Don't worry. I will toll the dead on that one.
As thunderous noise resonates nearby, and it fails to dodge out of the way. You can roll your damage. And it seems to still be there, although most of its form has disappeared.
And then I will move up here. Thought I had it, Alarak. It's on you now.
I really need to hit it, otherwise it's going to burn me again. Going to try and pin it into the wall. With a 16, hit.
You got it. You got it.
And I killed it with 8 damage.
Well,
You
Hate to
slice
say
through its form, and the cold sort of dissipates and leaves the glaive blade chilled to the touch. Here you go.
Ah, cool.
I hate to say that Jace and Alarak, well, myself as well, we didn't kind of take that unscathed. I guess it's, if you need, I'll try to put some band-aids on.
I think it would be a good idea. It's who knows what lies ahead. Best to approach that at full health.
I put the healer's kit onto Jace, and you can roll your hit dice. And I'll take another one, and I'll put it on Alarak.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, shit, dude. That sucks. And one more for myself. Cool. Huzzah. Oh, that healed me up nice. Well, damn, I've got about 4 band-aids left.
I can lend you my healer's kit if you need one.
Oh, yes, right. I forgot you said you got one. You see how well those band-aids work for me?
They're amazing band-aids.
Magic in my hands, I tell you.
Very good. Yes, we should get you a bigger supply.
Not a
In the
bad
mean-
idea.
In the meantime, I've gestured over, and little Bindy's safely back in my backpack again.
Did they, after we popped those things, like, have you ever had when you were young, you had those little red dots that showed up on your face, and sometimes, you pop them? They kind of pop like that. Did they leave anything behind? Did you see anything?
You can make an investigation check to see.
No, I'm asking my friends because I'm
Blind.
my skills at investigating. I mean, I can see things pretty good, but when it comes down to snooping work, yeah, not so good.
Okay, Riki, I'm happy to have a look around.
Nice.
You have a good look around this cave, and particularly where some of these energy balls perished. And they were ethereal in nature, and so you pretty much suspected before you started out that they weren't going to be carrying anything because they couldn't carry anything. And all you spend about 10 minutes looking through the area, and all you find is loose shale and rock.
Those
Sorry,
aren't bones there, huh?
Wabani.
Some of those rocks kind of look a little bit like bones. Strange. I will
Well,
separate.
sticks? Are they sticks?
It's more just loose rock. You do notice that there's an additional path onwards from this cave area, though. That seems like the logical path to progress.
That bridge there, what do you think? Does it look safe?
About as safe as it's going to be. Do I need to investigate it to work that out?
Well, it's as safe as you can tell from here.
I can try to run across it. So I kind of get myself set up to sprint across and, run as lightly on my feet as possible. And when I start running, my robes will flow behind me, and no, I'm not wearing my birthday suit underneath. I've got shorts on.
Hopefully not arseless chaps.
God, no.
What's wrong with arseless chaps?
Says the guy. Well, you were walking around in the bazaar naked. I'm not as brave.
Okay, off you go.
I get sunburned so easily. So I run across.
Let me just get all my D6s for the fall. Wait, no, you made it okay.
Okay, I think it's okay. It didn't seem to shift under my weight.
Maybe let's go one at a time instead of.
Riki's very small, so she follows across. She doesn't think that she's going to crush anything.
Wait, you ran across, didn't you? You didn't take it slowly.
I totally ran across.
Okay, can I get you to make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Ah, bugger.
If you recall, I mentioned that before.
No, I don't recall. That's an 11.
Okay. So as you're running across, the loose shale slips underneath your feet, and you tumble to the side. Can I get you to make another dexterity saving throw, please?
14.
But you manage to catch yourself just before you fall into the cavern below.
No worries, man. See, easy as.
Yeah, I'm gonna go carefully across, like a sensible
Hey,
person.
Alarak, wait. Can you grab my torch? I can't quite see much on this side.
I mean, what's stopping you from grabbing it? It just seems like
I'm a little
poor
nervous
work ethic.
now.
Just go gently. Just don't run.
All right, I'll go back across gently this time. Taking my time after everybody else is across.
If you take it slowly across, you get through that quite easily.
I do. And I go collect my torch.
Okay, so you've collected your torch. So what I'll do now is you find the exit from this map fairly easily, and beyond the cave there leads another tunnel much further into the Eldritch Hills. It winds and bends, dips and rises on occasion, but slowly, ever so slowly, descends further into the hills. After about an hour of walking, Jace and Riki sense a strange otherworldly pull coming from something ahead.
It feels magical.
It's certainly make a intelligence check. You both can.
Can I do Arcana?
No, intelligence.
Oh, but I do get to add half proficiency to. That's a 7.
Okay.
12.
You try and think about it, but unfortunately nothing comes to mind. Riki, however, thinks back and realizes that there is some sort of, quite possibly some sort of arcane node or something nearby that is pulling on your arcane senses.
We got a node. We got a node.
A node?
What does that mean?
Well, Barney, you remember earlier you were talking about that the balls that might burst?
Yeah.
Well, you know how when you get those lumps on your face when you were young because you had so much energy and it was all bursting forth?
Yeah, we call them pimples.
Maybe the balls were a bit like that because this is an energy node. It should be able to generate lots of power, I would imagine.
I see. So, do you get any sense that there's intelligence to it?
No, it's just a node.
Tool?
Something might be manipulating it, though.
Do you get a sense of? I mean, are there runes or anything like magic runes on it?
Oh, I haven't seen it, but I can feel that it's there. That's all. We'll find out sooner or later.
Is it emanating from there? Like you can just feel it coursing through your flesh, or is it is there energy shooting upwards or something?
It's more of a feeling of being drawn to something.
I'm gonna I'll stand aside a bit. Let me touch it.
Well, I don't think it's not right in front of us, is it? It's like, isn't it?
Around the corner?
It's around the corner. I can't see it yet.
Ah, right.
It probably has like 10 undead wizards around it or something.
At a bare minimum.
You guys can't, with your dark vision, you can't see more?
Not around the corner.
No, we're good, but we're not that good. Just, rest your mind at ease. You're not missing out on that much.
Should we go the other way?
No, I'm imagining that if somebody's been up to something nefarious, I would think that we are more likely to find the answer to our questions if we follow it to its nefarious source.
I was thinking more of, can we find a back way in and flank them?
How do we know this is the back way?
I have no idea.
Maybe the back way we find is actually the front entrance, and that's where he's got all the guards.
Wait. Let me see. Oh, mighty Donaroo, hear my prayers. Is there a back way? La la la. And I focus, and I put my hungamunga to my forehead as I make a quick prayer.
Okay, make a religion check.
13.
You stand there for 5 minutes, 10 minutes with the hunkamunga to your head, and you don't sense anything. Whether that's because you're far into the ground and not in the domain for Donaroo, or if something is interfering with that, you can't tell.
Hey, guys, Donaroo answered. She says we should go the other way.
Everyone else left 9 minutes ago.
I look up and there's like, oh shit, where are they?
We've cleared the place.
Did you take the torch as well? So he's in complete darkness.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah, but we left him with a
better
string.
meditation that way.
Guys, where are you? Not funny.
We left him with a little string that he can follow to find us again.
Took my backpack and my tinderbox as well.
Okay, so you're stumbling around. I'm assuming you light another torch.
Well, I think they're joking. I hope they're joking. But yes, if they're gone and they've taken my torch, yes, I'm lighting another torch.
It's okay. I don't think Ricky would do that.
So you look up after 10 minutes and you see the impatient looks of Alarak, Jace, and Riki.
Hey guys. I was talking to Donaru, and she gave me an answer. She says go north.
Well, all right then. I trust you.
And I
We'll
start
find this
walking
other
north.
way.
Oh, you don't need to worry about going through the map anymore. This is beyond this map.
Oh, okay.
Jace turns to Riki and says, I can feel that. I know you can feel it too. I think we go towards the source of that that sensation. Whatever it is, it's at the node.
Sounds like a plan. We might find the answer to our questions there.
So there is no north way because I thought there was a map. But okay, never mind.
No, this is
I
all
mean,
theater of mind at the moment.
Yeah, theater of the mind. I was like, yep, yeah, okay. Donaru says we need to go that way. She answered me, really.
But I'm not seeing another way.
I'm scowling as I say that.
All right. So as you do progress, that feeling that you, Jason, Riki has, does get stronger as you progress, but not dangerously slow. The further you move, the further deep down you go, and it's probably about another half an hour of constant travel before you catch sight of a light in the distance. It's a faint orange in color, but it slowly transitions to red, and then from red to green, and then from green to blue, from blue to yellow, and then back to orange.
Hey.
It seems to slowly transition from those colors.
Hey guys, I think somebody's got one of those kids' night lights on straight ahead. What the heck is that doing here?
It's a good question.
Yeah,
You know,
why don't we ask Donaru again? She was so wise about that other passage that it didn't exist.
Shut up, Alaric. She never answers. You know, I keep trying because you know why? I've got faith.
All I'm saying is, why is she telling us to take a path that's not there?
I lied. She didn't. Damn it, she never talks to me.
Oh.
One day she will. One day she'll say, hello, how you doing? But no, until that day. Anyway.
So,
You know what?
hang
I
on,
think
hang
she
on, hang on,
appreciates that you keep trying.
I want to know why it sounds like Mickey Mouse.
Well,
That's
Barney,
my question.
so you're saying that your god never talks to you. I'll have that ball back now, please.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh, it's like that, is it? That's fine.
Well, you told me that your god told you that you needed to have it. Now it turns out that you've just been making this stuff up all along.
That's fine. There you go. Take it then. I don't care.
So he hands you back the wooden ball. It seems warm to the touch, and it looks like Wabani has been looking after it rather well.
Okay.
It has its own little felt pouch.
That's right.
Jace takes it. He gives Wabani a look as he does it.
You don't understand about faith, Jace. You just got to believe in these things. But sometimes, you know, I don't know if it's a real message or not.
Well, you know what,
Everything's obscure.
Wabani? I believed you. I believed you. And, you know, I'm a little hurt.
And Wobani scratches his head because he's trying as hard as he can to remember what happened. Only a day or so ago, but he can't remember.
Need to knock off the alcohol, mate.
Yeah, something like that.
So what are you guys doing?
moving towards... Well, I still think we need to move towards the light, just quietly and carefully and with
Walk
full
towards the light.
alertness.
Yeah, let's all sneak up, I think.
Okay, can I get stealth checks from everyone, please?
Well, I mean, Alaric can try.
Okay, I rolled a 14.
And Wani rolls at disadvantage because he's in the funk. He's in the funk because I'm in a funk because my faith has been rocked because I don't know what to believe. Jace's constant questioning has made me wonder.
So a 7 from Alarak and a 15 from Jace. Okay, so Wabani sort of wanders aimlessly, bumping into Riki and Jace on occasion. Alarak avoids the stumbling form of Wabani, but still, the loincloth certainly makes a great deal of noise for how small it is.
It's pretty short.
Maybe it's its shortness that it's its own downfall. But as you progress, you come up to a large chamber, and in this chamber there seems to be a pulsing column of light running horizontally along the top of the chamber, and you see a pile of something directly beneath this pulsing chamber on the floor. It's hard to see. It's probably about 100 feet from where you are at the moment. But the cavern itself is lit up like the midday sun. Whatever has been creating that alternating light is this pulsing column.
Are we
Is there
thinking?
anyone in there?
Are we thinking that that's what spits out those balls of light?
You can make a perception check to see if you see anyone in there.
21.
Okay. You have a look around, and due to the amount of light that this column does produce, it's hard to miss anything. There's virtually no shadows in here, so you see no humanoid or other figures in this room. But you do catch the glint of something metallic in that pile of refuge in the middle. Refuse, I should say.
Okay. Jace slowly edges forwards to get a closer look at it, but he doesn't touch it at this stage.
Is anyone going with him?
Yes.
I'm going forward. Yeah.
Okay. And Wabani?
Slowly coming up behind. Still kind of just staring at his toes a bit, kind of every once in a while he about to kick a rock, but then I remember, don't kick the rock.
Okay. As you get closer, you notice that the pile of refuse is a pile of lovely coloured clothes, some blues and greens, very, very reminiscent of what the Tinkers wear. There also seems to be a bit of a pile of ash there, and there's some loose coins scattered, gold and platinum coins.
Yoink, if we're standing right over them.
So you go down to pick them up, do you?
If they're right in front of us, are they...
Yeah,
Are we walking on top of them? Okay, yeah. If we're walking on top of them, I'm definitely picking one of them up.
All right. As you pick up the coins discarded on the floor, one of the coins starts to burn in your hand. When this happens, the world around you and the rest of the party lurches to the left and then up as you feel a rush of energy and sound surrounding you. The world becomes a blur and you cannot move. Then the rush of energy and sound suddenly stops and you find your party finds yourselves in some sort of storeroom. An arcane circle traced with intricate glyphs is glowing on the floor beneath you, but the image quickly fades away.
I thought Teddy was going to have to re-roll a character there for a minute.
Did he just disappear, or did we all disappear?
Everybody's been ripped from this cavern into this storeroom.
Alarak, did you touch the magic coin again?
It wasn't my fault. There was platinum on the floor. Can you blame me?
If I get attacked by potatoes, I will blame you.
Okay, but only potatoes. For any other vegetables, I don't get blamed. Fair deal.
So the rest of the coin is real. So you do get, you find that there's 2 platinum pieces, 10 gold, and 33 silver, and 6 copper.
Profit.
Yoink.
How about the clothes? Did we take any of those, or we just kind of left them there?
Well, the clothes have been left behind. This sort of shifting. Can I get you to make a history check, please, Alarak?
I was about to say. I was thinking it. Do I recognise it with a 2?
No. This sort of take that's happened seems to have shocked you to the core, and for the moment, you're too shaken about what's happened to realize any sort of significance. It might come later.
Based on the backstory between me and Alarak, and a little bit of when I first met him, would I recognize it?
What has Alarak told you?
Well,
I'm trying to
when I
remember.
found him, I mean, I was leaving the small town, heading back to where I was staying, and I seen some light glowing, which led me to a cave that the kids used to play in, and that's where I found him.
No, that wouldn't be enough information.
Okay.
And I would have told him about what I saw on the other side. I've been journeying with him for 2 or 3 years. That had been discussed.
Okay. Well, I mean, you can roll a history check with disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
Yeah.
Watch this. Double natural 20s. Here we go. Dum-da-dum. That would be a 4.
A 4 and a 17, with the 17 being dropped. No, you are also shaken by this. So this room seems to contain lots of dusty boxes, no windows, and only one exit. This exit seems to be a 6-foot high, plain wooden door.
When I see Alarak picking up all the coins, I'm like, hey, share, Alarak. I mean, damn it, you made this happen. So be nice, share.
Of course, friend. Here's your share. And I'll give Wobani an 1/8 of it. I'm trying to keep half for myself.
So what coins are you giving him? Like I said, there's 2 platinum, 10 gold, 33 silver, and 6 copper.
So it'd be 2 gold and about 4 silver.
Okay, so you can adjust that if you want. Wobani.
Okay.
Do you need a hand with the maths there, Alaric?
No, here's your share. I'll give Ricky and Jace their quarter as well.
So that's what, another 2 gold and 6 silver?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But while we're all doing this, Riki looks around in the boxes in the room and sees what she can find.
Make an investigation check.
That's an 11.
Okay. You have a look around. Most of this seems to be just useless stuff that's been stored for a very long time. You do pick up a couple of items of interest, though. One of them seems to be a small stone statue about 3 inches high with a wood elf playing a harp. And the second one seems to be a gold ivy vine bracelet with the ivy vines wrapping around themselves in a very intricate pattern.
Do I get any sense that they're magical?
You would have to roll an Arcana check to get a feeling for that.
When Jace sees Riki find the statue of the elf with the harp, Jace rushes over and says, "Oh, look at that! Look at that harp! Do you know I can play the harp? It's a very difficult instrument to learn, and it's an elf too. I don't talk much about my father, but you know what they say about the wood elves is they're not much for culture, and yet here we have what clearly is evidence of In fact, the opposite.
Well, so what you're saying is we may have found an article of great historical significance concerning wood elves.
Well,
While those two are distracted talking about the art, I'd like to slip Wobani the one of the platinums.
Well, might I suggest that if this is of historical significance, I should take extra care to keep it safe and then discuss it with the wizards at the university.
the university, this is clearly nothing for humans. This is an elvish artifact.
We're presuming that they're all humans.
Or gnomes.
Well, I think this is something for, society to decide. So we'll keep it safe until we work out what it does and where it's from. Just because it has a picture of an elf doesn't necessarily mean it belongs to you. Not everything in the world with pictures of elves on it belongs to Jace.
I don't see why not.
It could be a warding item to keep elves away, for all you know.
While Jace and Riki are talking, and Jace is kind of caught up in that conversation, I'm like, Jace, that little bit of your shirt there that's destroyed, here, let me cut that bit off. You don't need that anymore.
Jace said, no, I'll get this repaired. Don't further butcher my shirt. It's
already butchered. It looks terrible.
Well, I hardly believe you're going to improve it with those scissors that you've got there.
I'm just cutting off the hanging bits so it looks better.
Just slaps Wobani's hands away and says, no, I'll get it professionally done, not by a sawbones.
Oh dear. Okay, Jace, nothing pretty for you today, talking like that. I very carefully stashed the things away in my backpack.
Okay, so you're taking the statue and the bracelet then?
Well, I'm putting them in my backpack for later. Yes,
okay.
They look very interesting.
I'll drop them in there for you. So your cursory Arcana check of 9 before didn't seem to reveal anything of magical significance to them.
After that find, Jace is determined to see if there's anything else elf-related in the room. Are there any boxes that haven't been searched?
Riki did a pretty thorough job. So the only other things you find are some old furniture and other things that are hard to move. I don't know why it's never intricate golden orc art, Alarak. I'm sure there's a reason.
DM. I'm just asking, because just putting it out there.
It might be. We just went into the wrong magical room.
I'm sure there's tons of it in the other room. I agree with you. We'll continue on out of this elf room. We'll find all the really good platinum orc art. And I'll head towards the door.
I like to imagine that platinum orc art involves coating the bones of their enemies in platinum and posing them in amusing ways.
Oh, you've seen some before?
Yes, Riki's quite the connoisseur in her travels.
Oh, actually, can I get you to make an investigation check, Jace? I forgot to capture something else. Okay. You don't find anything of interest apart from a couple of dusty-looking scrolls of some description.
Oh, okay. Jace gives him an interested look.
Is there a picture of any particular race person on the scroll? Perhaps you should be giving them away.
So you can look at these scrolls. They seem to be written with arcane runes of some sort, and it takes you a little bit, but you get the feeling that these are spell scrolls.
Spell scrolls, hey? Oh well, if only I knew someone who had some sort of arcane background. Still, well, I'll best hold on to these.
No, you hang on to them. You might be able to trade them for a new haircut.
You better be nice, Jace, too, because we still haven't given you that really nice brush that we found.
I no longer believe that you found any such brush.
Bet you 10 gold I did.
So you're holding on to those scrolls, is that correct?
I'll hold on to those scrolls, yes.
Okay, so if you want to add into your inventory a scroll of blur and a scroll of silent image. Which can be used to be scribed into a wizard's spellbook if required. But who does that?
Who does that? No. I mean,
Who does that? I mean, potentially. Once we get somewhere safe, they may be exchanged for effigies of people who share the same race. We'll find out.
As this is happening, Alarak, you come up to the door and it seems to be locked. Can I get you to make a perception check, please?
What was the second scroll? Blur and what?
Silent image.
So you realize it's locked, but you also notice that the locking mechanism is set up on the inside here, and you can easily flick a switch to unlock it.
Can I make it look like it's really difficult before doing it first?
Make a sleight of hand check. Okay, so for all the world to see, Alarak looks like he is performing wonders by getting into the door locking mechanism and unlocking it with a practiced ease. And with a satisfying click, the door is unlocked. That was a roll of 16, by the way, for sleight of hand.
You're lucky you brought me along, man. You'd be stuck in here.
Good thing we practiced on that damn safe for so long. Looks like you've got it much better control now.
A bit of practice does wonders. So, where are we exactly? Does anyone know?
I have no idea.
No, but I'm a little bit suspicious that whoever's room we've been warped into may want their stuff back. So perhaps we should get out of here and have a bit of a look around. I'm also a little bit worried that did anybody else get the sneaking suspicion that we actually found, clearly those were remains of a tinker back there. I sincerely hope it wasn't Feldisher.
It's a worrying thought. I mean, there are no other tinkers reported missing.
You don't think there was something that triggered that? That has to be clearly that was a magic circle that brought us here, or maybe it was the coin itself. I don't know, but there must be another trigger.
Can I have a look at the coins I kept? See if they're surreptitiously, so people don't realise. See if there's anything about them. Just send them over a few times. Are they normal currency?
They seem to be regular tender that you have seen in your travels, apart from obviously the platinum piece. You probably haven't got much chance of looking at those coins, but the others are definitely normal tender. It's something that tinkers would have, definitely.
Are these coins? Are they Modaño or are they Lord Eli? If they're Lord Eli, it's Cordwin, I tell you.
They're Tor sovereign tender, so in trade within Modaño and the rest of the Tor sovereign kingdom.
Oh.
Just a quick question. Can any of us hear or smell anything?
Well, it's certainly very dusty here, but you can't... Is the door open or is it closed at the moment?
Are there tracks other than ours?
I'm just checking with Alarak whether he opened the door or not.
I've unlocked it. I haven't opened it.
Okay, so from what you can tell, it's quite... you can't hear anything, and you can't smell anything at this point.
Do you think there's a secret door here somewhere?
I think given this is locked and we sort of came in through this way, I don't think there is. I think this is the secret entrance.
I quickly look around on the floor to see if there looks like there's any tracks other than our own.
So there is quite a bit of dust on the floor, and it's quite easy to tell that the tracks are only of your origin.
Well, no other tracks in here, so I don't think anybody's come through here to get into the cave, so maybe there is no trigger.
Maybe we just explore.
Yeah.
I'll start shoving open the door.
Well, slowly.
As stealthily as possible, so as not to make noise. But that's the problem. If you do the door really slowly, sometimes that makes the most creaking.
Okay, you open the door slowly, and there is a bit of a creak from unoiled hinges. And as you exit the room you find yourself in a short, disused hallway. While not overly apparent within the room, this hallway hangs heavy with humidity. The hallway runs down the outside of a building, and there are windows at regular intervals along the outside wall. These windows have been long ago shattered, with vines and creepers intruding into the building. The plants make themselves at home along the floor of the building. At each end of the hallway, at the end of the hallway is another doorway. It looks to be boarded up.
In no way does this look like the tower that we were at previously, the haunted one.
Oh no, a completely different design from what you can tell. This seems to be wood, whereas the Wizard's Tower was stone.
Both fairly dilapidated though, with the vines and creepers coming into this one.
So with the vines and creepers, does that mean there's... So you said there are windows?
Yes.
Okay, I'll kind of creep my way up to a window and take a look outside.
Okay, so you stick your head out. The humidity that was present in the hallway hits you like a punch to the face as you poke your head outside. It's certainly a climate that you're not used to, coming from the northern wastes and spending most of your time in Modaño. This is a lot hotter than what you're expecting. You hear a sound of rushing water, and also you get the feeling a sound of music in the distance. And I think this is a good spot for a break. So we might pause it here and then pick it up after our 5-minute break. You are listening to ADlib&D. Now let's get back to the adventure. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. So after that quick break, the party finds themselves have been teleported to a completely different locale and trying to explore their new surroundings. So when last we left, Wabani stuck his head out and found a sound of rushing water and a faint bit of music. And I'll take it back to you guys.
Singing? Is there singing?
Just music.
Outside, I heard, "You can turn back time," something like that. I don't know. Sounded like music.
Surely not.
Oh.
So we go in, guns blazing, we just destroy anything in that room. This is clearly evil.
Just briefly,
Clearly.
the hills were alive.
Whoa, this goes so far. Hey, so was that by sticking my head out the window, or is that just me peeking around the corner of the window that I heard
that's just
that?
You're sticking your head out.
Okay. So I draw myself back into the room and I was like, well, it's hot as hell out there. A lot of woodlands, and I heard music. Very strange. I mean, it's too hot, actually. Bloody hell. I can hardly breathe in that heat.
This humidity is going to be terrible for my hair.
I don't know, actually, Jace. Your hair looks kind of like it shines a little bit more.
It's making it all frizzy.
It's kind of fused a little bit with that acid splash, but it's otherwise all right.
I mean, you weren't eating a trim anyway, hun.
Just go bald, Jace. It's a much better look.
I think you'd look much better without hair.
You have so much to learn about fashion.
I've never had a drop of hair in my entire life, and I'm quite fine. I just get sunburnt really easy. By the way, what time of day is it?
Make a intelligence check.
An intelligence check?
Yeah.
I looked out the window. Oh, there you go, natural 20.
Well, I mean, if you rolled, say, a 2, you know it's daylight, and so it's day. But you're asking for what time of day. So with a natural 20, the way the sun is positioned, it feels, and the way it feels, it seems like afternoon sometime, possibly pushing past 3 o'clock or so.
It's 3:12 in the afternoon, guys. I know.
On January the 1st.
Yes, that's right. Exactly that. I know. I'm very confident on that one. I don't know why. I'm just sure.
Did your goddess tell you this?
No. I mean, she doesn't talk to me. And then when Alarak says that, it stops me dead, and I'm stuck. I'm lost in thought.
Come on, now's really not the time to induce existential angst in this poor man. Let's just proceed. He's going to have enough stress if he gets sunburned.
And that's enough to shake me out. Oh God, no, not the sun. Ugh, me and the sun, we don't get along.
What do you do when you end up in a sunny place? Do you have like a special set of robes?
I try not to be in the sun. I try to find shade.
It's kind of funny because you don't work well in the shade either because you can't see.
Well, you see,
really, there's nowhere that suits you.
You see that's why I wear these robes, and I pop up my cowl over my head.
So wood elves tan fairly deeply, don't they? Is that right, Atua?
Yeah, certainly some of them would be rather well tanned. Yes.
Your skin kind of sparkles a little bit, Jace. Why is that?
It's one of my secrets. I'll fill you in later if you show a sufficient dedication to your appearance.
Right, okay, sure. I was kidding about the sparkle bit, though. It doesn't. It's just sweat.
No, you have to join Team Jace, and then he'll tell you more.
This place doesn't look like. I mean, look, there's the dust on the floor, the vines everywhere. I don't think anybody's lived here for quite some time.
It does seem that way.
Famous last words, though.
Well, I mean, to be honest, though, if you were doing a magical porthole backdoor entrance to somewhere where you didn't want anyone to find out about, surely ruins would be pretty much where you'd set it up, right?
Yeah, but we're looking for Feldisha. There was no tracks here. None.
Wait, you said teleport?
Do you think we went in time as well as distance?
I thought it was like that. Yeah, I thought it was just that time thing, like in that wizard's tower. You reckon we've actually teleported?
I thought those were just really vivid, lucid dreams that hurt.
Well, we were inside a mountain, and now we're somewhere hot outside. So, probably, unless the mountain formed around us, we haven't moved back in time.
I'm going to give Riki a pinch.
Roll a d4.
Riki or me?
Bobani, roll a d4. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
I do? Or Riki?
No, well, after the pinch. No, just kidding.
Bindi nips his ear and takes a dump on his shoulder.
Bindi, just making sure that we're all awake.
Isn't there a handy little squirrel sound effect that you feel would channel Bindi's mood right now? I just have a feeling I have a feeling it's out there somewhere. That's exactly right. Thank you,
She
Mindy.
seems so angry. What do you think she said?
You don't want to know. I think it. Looking in
Ricky's
my book,
been teaching it the worst words.
I have. I think she might have just called you sweet and sour chicken balls.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But that sounds actually delicious, but she bit me and shit on me.
I don't think it's a compliment in squirrel.
Yeah, no. She probably gives her diarrhea. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we're awake. So, shall we go through that other door?
Yep. After I've applied a bandage to myself.
Okay.
All right, all better. Let's keep going.
Okay, so you approach the door. It's certainly boarded up. It looks to have been like this for a long time. Alarak could probably flex his muscle and break it down, though.
I mean, I'm thinking of doing it, but do we want to break down? Clearly, there's something back behind here that someone's boarded it up to keep out. If we're going to go into every boarded room, maybe we should take preparations.
Should
They've
we not?
boarded it up.
Well, the boarding looks like it's come from the other end. You notice that like on the other side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's not because the way I had it pictured, I thought it was trying to keep something out from the room we were in.
No, yeah,
Trying
it's
to
the other way
keep it
around.
right.
It's a bit hard
Okay.
to describe.
I got you. Well, in that case, I'll just break it down.
How old does it look?
The actual door or the building or
Yeah, the door with the boarded the wood. Like, I imagine in my mind, I'm thinking the door would look slightly older than the wood. I'm trying to get an idea and an estimate of how long that might have been boarded up.
okay. Make a history check. Actually, sorry. Make a nature check because you're trying to interpret how these pieces of wood age.
That would be an 8.
So unlike your understanding of what time of day it is, all you can tell is long time.
Well, that was all for naught. Is there we could go through that door, or we could just jump out the window?
How many floors are we up?
It was at the ground floor when Wabani stuck his head out.
Oh. I suppose that's an option as well. We can just hop out that window and go around the door.
But maybe there's methods of further funding our way to get back to your home on the other side of that door. So I don't know. And I will take one of the coins out that from my purse. Or my purse. I don't got a purse.
Too late.
My
It's canon.
pouch.
It's canon now.
Whoa. There we go. Freudian slip. And my purse. And I'll flip it in the air, and it'll just happen to be the one that Alarak gave me. It'll be that one of the platinum pieces.
Okay. It spins in the air and lands as a head.
Oh, I meant to say heads we go through the door, tails we go through the window. So we go through the door.
All right, I'll start breaking it down. You guys get stuff ready to attack.
All right. Can I get you to make a athletics check, please, Alarak?
As a 19.
So
Jeez.
you step back a bit and then do a running shoulder charge into the door, and the wood is relatively old and it splinters into a large number of pieces. You continue on in your aggressive charge and slam into a nearby tree and sort of bounce off it a little bit, feeling slightly dazed.
Well done.
But the door
Alarak.
is no more. It's an Alarak-shaped hole, exactly. As you guys have a look around and exit this doorway, you find that it's only a small building. It seems to be built on the edge of a fast running river in the middle of what seems to be a jungle of some sort. The heat that you felt before is a lot more intense out in the open. And this building is built on the edge of the river, and there is a steep riverbank leading up. And the music that was faint before is a little bit louder now and seems to be coming from above that riverbank, or the rest of the riverbank.
Does the building have any shape that we might recognize? Like it doesn't look like a watermill type building or something?
It just seems to be an old storeroom, although the architecture to you seems extremely foreign.
Speaking of to him looking extremely foreign, does the nature and the environment look at all familiar to Alarak?
Make so compared to your homeland.
Yeah.
Make a history check.
That's an 18.
Wow, that's not a bad roll. You stand and think for a time, and while you're aware of some jungles in your home country, this certainly doesn't seem to be reminiscent of what you've been you're aware of. Most of your home country is deserts and boiling sands with a little bit of tropical on the coastline, but this seems to be like a completely different place.
Riki's done a fair bit of travel over the years. Does she recognise this place?
You can make a history check as well.
Okay, so that's a 20.
Okay, you don't recognise this place immediately, but from the location, it certainly seems to be a place that would be quite a bit further south than the Tall Sovereign, because most of the Tall Sovereign is a temperate zone, and this is definitely a hot, steaming jungle.
So, well, guys, we're in the jungle, but you know what? I can hear music, and we're looking for a musician, so I have a bit of a feeling.
I don't like it here. It is really too hot.
Poor Jace. I mean, you've got a musician right next to you, and it's completely ignored.
It's a little offensive, really.
I know. Think of it as character building.
Well, there's not this door. It just led outside. There was no other room, so this building was just boarded up for some reason. An old building on the river.
So they boarded it up to keep things from coming the way we were coming from.
Maybe we should burn it down.
It might be the way back.
How about
Do you want to get stuck here?
we find out a little bit more about the locals before we start torching the buildings?
We learn a little bit more. Okay. Then we torch. Got it.
I guess that seems like a smart idea.
Okay.
So we go towards the music, I guess.
You went towards the light last time. Now you're going towards the music. It's all fine.
Yeah.
Maybe we should.
In every folktale and every myth, following the strange music is always a good idea. We should do that. Let's go.
Maybe we should disguise ourselves.
Exactly. I was just going to say that as a band of traveling revelers.
Oh, I was going to say just use the mud from the river.
Okay, we're a bunch of traveling revelers who've fallen over into the mud in our revelry.
Well,
what would you be disguising yourself of?
I was
by
like
covering yourself in mud, by the way.
I was, well, it's hot, and I was thinking camouflage.
I think we're looking for people, not hiding from the predator.
I'm not sure what that is, but look, it's really hot. That's all I got to say.
Oh, you think this is a bad idea? Alrak will say as he's already dived into the mud.
No, you do that, and Jason and I will be over here being revelers.
I won't dive into the mud, but I'll definitely put the mud on my exposed skin, and I'll as an offhand I'll say, Jace, I could probably mend your shirt there.
That would be most welcome. Please, thank you.
I said I probably. I'm still upset that you took the boar back.
You lied to me.
Well, semantics. I thought. Look. But. Never mind. And I try to mend his shirt.
Okay. So, as Wabani is concentrating on the magical effects from Donaru, the shirt magically knits together and takes on the appearance it was before. As he pulls his hand away, it looks like it did before. Unfortunately, there's a mud stain on the side of it now, though.
No, prestidigitation will take care of that.
There's also, as Jace turns around to start heading up, there's also a mud stain on his back that he didn't notice.
Yes. I smile. And I put a bit more mud on my forearms and my cheeks and head.
Okay, so you guys heading up to the riverbank crest?
Yes.
Well, unless Riki's getting disguised.
No, Riki's expressing that she's a reveler. Isn't mud covered.
Okay, so as you crest the top of the riverbank, the vista before you is breathtaking and so very foreign. Buildings rise 2 or 3 stories high for the most part and are made of fine wood. The architecture is like nothing you have ever seen. To look at, these buildings seem perfectly symmetrical. The wooden walls contain endless flowing murals of farm life, magical beasts, and other compelling images, all tastefully done and expertly rendered. The large tile roofs look to float on top of the buildings, and the edges of these roofs curl up with fascinating-looking plant artwork appearing where 2 of the roofs meet at a corner. Taking your eyes away from the housing, you notice that the people here, so you've sort of walked on top of the crest and then there's like a main road here. So you notice that the people here are almost all wood elves with a spattering of halflings and humans. The elves are dressed in flowing robes of almost every color. Beautiful images are printed or embroidered into the clothing, which depict similar scenes to the murals. The few halflings and humans are wearing a dark blue robe that is only adorned with the white writing along the collar. The people here seem to be going about their daily business, but when you appear, they look to you in a mixture of shock and fear.
Ooh.
What do you guys do?
I try and blend into the environment because I've got my camouflage on.
Me too. We're not in Tor. Where the hell are we?
Jace sees the wood elves and decides to address them in Elvish and calls out, "Hail, friends, and well met."
So you approach. I'm assuming you approach one of the people there. A elderly male wood elf looks to you and sees you and goes, "Get away from me, you half-breed!" and sort of turns and moves off. And you notice that a large group of the elves seem to be keeping a large distance from you and moving away.
Oh, that's quite hurtful.
He's just jealous because he's not pretty, Jace. He's just jealous.
You're probably right.
Okay. So you guys do anything? You're just standing there while people are running away from you?
Well, let's just go and see where the music's coming from.
Okay, so the music seems to be coming from a building down the road. It looks to be some sort of tavern. It's a mixture of string instruments and some woodwind instruments. But if you are approaching the music, it doesn't take long before you hear the loud clanking of armor, and you notice a large group of guards approaching.
Now, question, because we are full camoed, can they actually see us?
Make a stealth check. with ultra disadvantage.
Natural 20. 23.
With disadvantage.
Oh, fudge.
Can I
16.
make any modifications to my appearance to make me look either purely human or purely elf?
You could possibly do that with your disguise elf spell, but doing anything else would take time.
Okay. All right. I might cast disguise elf and make myself look like one of the revelers that we saw. Well, not exactly the same, but the same sort of clothes and same sort of just style and appearance.
Okay, so you're disguising yourself as one of the wood elves.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So the as the group of guards approach, they see Jace standing there, disguised as one of the wood elves, and they look to you and go, "Halt! Why are these people roaming free?"
Jace says,
Sorry, just one quick question. This, you said all of this is being spoken in Elvish?
It'll be all in Elvish, yes.
Okay.
Jace turns to them and says, I needed some work done, and these were the best that were available to me. I can't begin to tell you about the day I've had. Jace starts complaining about a whole host of minor inconveniences.
What do you actually say? Like minor inconveniences such as?
Oh, well, you know, my servants, you know, they burnt my breakfast and laid out the wrong set of clothes for me this morning. It was diabolical.
And Riki just bows down and also in Elvish says, "I'm so terribly sorry, Master. We try our best, but as inferior creatures, you can't expect this much of us, surely."
Listen, what is your name?
So Jace's name. I mean, he's half Elvish. Would it be an Elvish? Would that be an Elvish name, perhaps?
It could be. You could say it's a Wood Elvish name.
Yeah. My name is Jace Nilo. Perhaps you've heard of me?
No, we've not heard of a Jace Nilo before. Listen, we'll have to take you back to the garrison to discuss what these foolish servants are doing out here at the moment. They are certainly not set up the way they should be.
No, I don't think so. I am very busy and I've suffered sufficient inconvenience already today. These are under my charge. They've been given to me to use, and please, just if you could let this slip, and it would be most appreciated.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Oh,
A roll of 11. He rolled a 2. And the guards seem to ignore you, going, "Oh, I don't know you. You have an unusual name, and you will do as you're told." Just as he's talking, another wood elf dressed in how was he dressed? He seems to be so this wood elf stands about 5'8" tall, well built frame, smooth, and he has smooth, swift motions. His chestnut hair sits loose and falls to almost his shoulder. It's hard to determine his age, but he looks to be middle years at least. He's wearing a loose-fitting robe of green with blue embroidery, and he holds himself like someone of importance. He sort of steps out of the crowd and goes, "Oh, they're with me, gentlemen. If you don't mind, I'd like to take them back to my humble abode and deal with them in the manner I see fit." and the guard looks in anger at being talked to that way. But then, as he notices this gentleman's face, he sort of looks in shock and then looks down and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, Zinte. If they are under your guard, then we will be of we will let you go. Excellent. Let's go, gentlemen. There seems to be a false alarm." And the guards turn and leave. And then Zinte looks to you and goes, "So, what should I make of this group?"
And Jace does a formal bow and says, "Jace Nilo at your service."
I see. And who is that? He points to the forest gnome.
Jace says, "This is Riki, an associate of mine. I believe we can dispense with the pretense."
And those two mud golems over there? Did you create them yourself?
They are enjoying a frolic. There's Wabani and Alarak.
You named them. How fascinating. Well, I think it best if we move back to my house. Any more exposure, and I think we might have a bit of a panic going on. So if you would like to follow me, please.
Very well. Lead the way.
So you guys following him?
Jace, did you just... I heard my name in there, because I was assuming that was one of us. Did you just reveal our positions?
Jay switches back to common and says, "He saw you already.
Impossible. Impossible."
We were extremely well hidden. In fact, it's probably the best job I've ever did at hiding.
Yes,
Where
well,
are we,
maybe
Jace?
try harder next time.
Where the hell are we? And what promises are you making?
Anyway, he's done a good job in trying to keep us safe as best we can. This is fairly hostile territory. I'd suggest that we follow the man who's trying to lead us out from public eye. It's our best chance of remaining free.
And where the hell are we?
That
I
I
don't
have no
know.
idea.
It seems very racist. We need to get out of sight.
This seems to be perhaps down south.
This is the deep racist south.
Oh, I hate racism. I know it well.
I think you'll find it's probably more speciesism, but anyway.
Been ostracized all my life. I don't do well with this. I grab my hunga-munga.
Zinte looks to the group and goes, "Come on, don't tarry. Listen, Jace, is it? Can you tell your mud golem to put away his weapon? He won't need it here, and it will just cause more issues."
Jace turns to Ubani and Alarak and says, he's asking that you put your weapons away. We don't want to spook the natives.
I look up to the heavens. Donaru, I'm gonna trust this Jace this time. And I'll reseat my hunga-munga on my belt.
Okay.
Scowling.
Are you got that no one can see because you're covered in mud?
That's right.
It's a very good scowl, though. So you guys are following Zinte?
As stealthily as possible.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
You know, it would work a bit better if the houses were all brown, but you know, the fact that they have murals all over them kind of gives away your position.
It is the mud. Is the mud that they've packed on themselves drying out and leaving chunks behind as they walk along as well?
A little bit, yeah.
Of course.
And from what you can tell, Wabani's pile of mud smells a little bit pugnant compared to what Alarak dove into, so he might have found a rather fragrant patch. Or pungent. Anyway.
Are you saying it wasn't mud?
I wouldn't be saying that.
No,
You can make your own decisions on that.
You're a shit golem, not a mud golem.
Oh, Jesus. That sounds a lot like... I can't remember that movie. Anyways.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm referencing.
Zinte leads you on for about half an hour, and as you follow the wood elf, you find yourself in some sort of exotic, large city. You get the feeling that this city is bigger than Modaño, and everywhere you look, it seems to go on through the jungle for great distances. That abandoned building you found was abandoned because it was next to the river, from what you could tell, and they didn't need to use it anymore, possibly due to flooding and such. But after a little while, he brings you to a fine-looking 4-story building that's slightly better than its compatriots and what you've seen in general, and leads you not through the front door, but down a side entrance and in through the back. And what you find yourself in is a small courtyard. After progressing through a couple of internal hallways, you find yourself in a small courtyard. The garden here is impeccable, and unlike the buildings, which are perfectly symmetrical and keenly made, this garden seems to flow freely, with beautiful trimmed plants and such. It is quite a sight to behold. But as you're admiring the garden, Zinte sort of turns around and goes, "Well, what do I do with you two? Oh, you four exactly. You can shed that mud now. I don't think that is fooling anyone."
I say in Elvish,
Who are you talking to?
Say,
Yeah, I just look confused.
is the name Feldisher York familiar to you?
Are you saying that in Elven?
Yes.
No. There is no. I am not aware of any Feldisher York. Do those two people not speak Elvish?
I fear they don't. Do you speak Common?
I don't know what you're talking about. Elvish is common. Well, can you tell them to please get rid of that mud that they're wearing?
Jace waves his hand, casts prestidigitation, and cleans off the mud, and says
when the mud drops off, I quickly try to gather it up and put it back on my skin. No, Jace, the sun.
Jace says, our host is concerned about you soiling his property. Let's be good guests. Things are still a little precarious.
You don't understand. I burn easy. It hurts.
Just as you guys are discussing this, a small cloud appears above both Alarak and Wabani, and a short, sharp shower drenches you both, and the mud washes away from you.
And I'm like,
Excellent.
Well, that was
That's
just
better.
rude. I'll say in
Donneroo?
Orcish.
Donneroo?
Right. Well, now, what to do with you? You certainly don't seem to be locals, but maybe you could be of use.
We're, in fact, not entirely sure where we are. We arrived here through some magical mishap, and we're at a little of a disadvantage.
Is that so? Well, that could be quite fortuitous, yes, indeed. You have found yourselves in the great empire's city of Zijun. This city has been here for years, and it is the heart of the heart of the great empire. This empire, this city is designed to further the scientific arts, as we have used the scientific arts to great benefit. Now, how good are you with those weapons? He sort of looks to the crossbow and the hungermonger, as well as the glaive that your group is wearing.
Jay says, we can hold our own. We've had to use them a little bit lately, and we arrived here after hunting some kidnappers that had attacked a famous performer in our home city.
I see. Well, maybe you certainly will be of use. You see, I could possibly get you back where you have came from, but I think a bit of quid pro quo is in order. If you are able to retrieve a certain item for me, then I can see it fit to return you.
And
Item
the
a
item.
wood elf with a harp?
What? No, nothing simple like that. What I am interested in is the antler crown.
And I take it the current owner of the antler crown would not be keen to relinquish it?
Let's just say, if I were to have access to that, then my options open up. What is it those two are talking about? I do not understand them.
My short-statured friend is translating what you're saying for the benefit of our two compatriots.
I see. Well, tell them to keep quiet. Their chattering is annoying.
Just turns to the others and says, I'll fill you in on this later. Our host is getting a little surly.
Of course,
Snooty.
our most
Snooty
humble
McSnooty Pants.
elvish overlords, and I'll do a fake bow.
Make a performance check.
He can't understand a frickin' thing you say. Say what you like, really.
And from the other side of the garden, I'm like, "You're an asshole."
That's a 4.
He sort of raises his nose at you, but that says nothing at the performance. The bow is quite overblown and a little bit clumsy, but as you slip on a bit of the wet mud, but he doesn't seem to take offense.
I was trying to cause offense. It was a facetious bow. Okay.
He certainly doesn't seem to think that someone such as yourself would be able to do anything better.
So
Wow.
I've been having a bit of a think about this, says Riki in Elvish to Lord Zinte's McSnooty Pants. And I'm wondering, if you don't know where we're from and you can't speak common, how can you possibly know enough to send us back there?
Let's just say I have access to the proper arcane arts to send people back and forth. But to do it, I need it to make it worth my while. Of course, I can set you free if that's what you'd like, but you would just be picked up by the guards again. And let me just say, people such as yourselves, dressed as you are, wouldn't last long.
So, how are we to roam free to conduct this business for you without interference from the guards?
I have my ways. All I'm interested in is your agreement.
Does that mean you've got lots of those spare blue garments for us that we could use?
Possibly, I might have some sort of magical assistance that could well and truly not require you to wear those things.
Ooh, I've always wanted to see what I'd look like as an elf. How about you, Wabani and Alarak?
Oh God, no. No chance. Lose all my good looks.
Jace turns to the others and says, he wants us to get a crown for him. There's probably going to be some fighting involved. He's given us not much detail, but it does seem to be the only option we've got.
Is it
Should we take
fighting
a deal?
elves?
Ask him if the clothes will keep me cool, and is it safe to eat this fruit?
What do you say, Jace?
Jace says, yes and yes.
Are you
So-
saying that to me as an answer to my questions? So I'm like, oh, okay, Alaric, if they provide us clothes to keep me cool, that's fine by me. And then I take a bite out of the fruit.
And are we fighting elves? Because if so, I'm in.
As you take a bite out of the fruit, which is extremely sour to taste, Zinte goes, I wouldn't... Well, never mind. Jace, can you tell him that fruit needs to be cooked first before it's edible? Oh, such barbarians.
Jace says, wait, you were supposed to cook it first. I didn't know you were going to eat it right now.
Oh, thanks, Jace. Thanks. And I take a couple more, put them in my backpack.
So, do we have agreement?
I think we do.
Right, well, maybe I can give you a bit of background so you can actually understand what you're doing. That music that you were hearing before is because there is a large group of bards in here at the moment. It's a bardic festival to celebrate a most stupendous of occasions, the wedding of our 2 new dragons. Now, one of the wedding gifts is which is what I'm seeking, the antler crown. And I need you guys to get in there, steal it, and bring it back to me. Hopefully, you won't have to fight anything, but let's just say things could get hairy, and so I need to know that you can handle yourselves.
But I think we're capable of that. May I explain the scenario to my compatriots?
Oh, hey, wait a minute. We're the Dodgy Brothers. So let's see some... we don't take things without getting something first. 50%. And I want those clothes to keep me cool.
Jace says, that this sounds like it certainly sounds like it's within our capabilities. It also sounds like it's a very very high risk you're asking us to take. Now, the assistance getting home would certainly be welcome, but perhaps you could sweeten the pot a little.
I interrupt Jace before he finishes, and I'm... Jace, wait. Politics. Maybe if they also agree to go to war with Lord Lively and get Cordwin Brown out of the way.
Jace refrains from translating any of that.
Well, I don't see yourselves as being in a position to negotiate, but maybe I can spare some coin if that is what you're after.
Coin is always welcome, or any other objects of value, or magic.
Well, if you do find an object of value as you progress through, they're yours to keep. I can possibly provide you with maybe 100 gold each. But that is as far as I'm going. And please don't try my patience.
Okay, so Jace turns to the others and says he's offering 100 gold each, and I think that's his best offer.
What about the clothes to keep me cool?
You can buy a lot of clothes with 100 gold.
I'm not looking for just regular clothes. I need clothes to keep me cool. It's hot.
Is your friend there all right? He seems to be a bit exasperated.
He's feeling the heat.
I point to my arm. It's already getting sunburnt.
One moment, and then you see him turn and flick of a wrist, and he whispers something. After about 5 minutes, another wood elf, actually a halfling, comes out dressed in that same garb you've seen before, the dark blue clothes. He seems to be carrying some dark blue robes of his own, and walks up to Zinte. Zinte speaks with him quietly, and then the halfling walks up to you, Wabani, holding these clothes.
Oh, thank you. And then I find a discreet place to go and change.
Okay, so these robes are not as fine as what Zinte is wearing. They're made of mainly cotton, from what you can tell, but they're light and seem to accept the breeze while keeping off the sun.
Oh, that's much better. Well, okay, Jace, that's a little bit helps me quite a bit. That makes me feel a lot better. Good job.
Thank you. I'm glad I have your approval.
I just hope you understand. I don't know if you've ever been sunburnt in your life, but fuck, it hurts. I blister. So what are we supposed to do?
Well, he's about to give us the details, I think, but there's a wedding. We need to steal one of the gifts.
Is this dragons? I heard dragons. I'm saying that in common.
Dragons?
Oh, yeah, he did mention a dragons, yes.
So what you guys know of dragons is they're myths. They're not real.
So it could be a symbolic dragon wedding.
Oh, they're probably talking about dragonborns.
Ah. Okay.
So Zinte looks up and goes, "Is he all right?" He seems to be not gesticulating much anymore.
He's much more comfortable now. Thank you once again.
Right, well, do we have a deal, or am I sending you off as you are?
We do indeed have a deal.
Excellent. Okay, well, I will just get you to shake my hand, and we will be on with the details.
Before Jace does it, when it looks like Jace is about to shake his hand without spitting in it, Wabani goes to spit in Jace's hand first.
Jace snatches his hand away quickly.
You can't shake hands and make a deal without spitting first.
He's right.
Spit in your own hand, Wabani.
As Wabani attempts to spit in Jace's hand, can I get you to make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Awesome.
Who? Me?
No, Wabani. You feel this arcane energy sort of wrap around you for a moment, but you shake it off. And there's a look of annoyance and frustration in Zinte's eyes. Can you keep your servants from insulting us further, please, Jace?
Haters gonna hate. Haters gonna hate, Wabani.
What the hell is going on here? Are we making a deal or what?
Wabani, it doesn't seem to be their local custom to spit before shaking hands.
Well, that's just uncivilized.
It is. Very. Who does that? I back off and I just go stand by Alarak.
So
Joe's
as
gives a
you-
booger-free handshake.
as you shake his hand, you feel a tickle of some sort of electrical current running through you, just briefly, and you realize that he's cast some sort of spell on you while you were shaking his hand.
Did I see? Like, was I aware of any of that?
Well, were you looking when he was having his hand shaked?
No.
Then you would have missed it. And you feel this compulsion, Jace, to do as he intends.
Righto. Do I know any more details about that? Like any loopholes or details that I could exploit?
Not currently. He goes, but Zinte looks to you and goes, "Excellent. Right. Well, now that we've shook on it, I see that you will definitely not be backing out, unless, of course, you feel that a horrible death is what you're after. Anyway, as I was suggesting before, that compulsion that you're feeling will wash away when you retrieve that antler crown for me. Now, exactly how am I going to get you this ragtag bunch of people into the royal wedding? Well, I have an idea, and I think it'll be a useful one. I can cast a spell to disguise you as anything I desire, and I'm thinking that it might be useful to disguise you as a group of servants who are working as caterers for this wedding, which should get you close enough in to the room where this antler crown is stored. Does that seem sufficient to you, Jace?
Well, servants certainly get a lot of access, but would someone with more rank perhaps be more advantageous?
I certainly don't think you are aware of our customs and would be able to pull that off with any success. But do you disagree?
Well, certainly it's true we're unaware of your customs, but it's servants are just as beholden to customs as the nobles. In fact, poor banners in a noble is mere eccentricity, whereas such a slip from a servant could be taken much more at offence.
And maybe you could pass yourself off as a noble, but your fellows? That gentleman over there that attempted to spit in your hand certainly seems like the rough sort.
Well, that is true, but do you have any classes that are more rough breeding? Military type, perhaps? Do they get access to these places? Do nobles have personal guards?
I certainly don't think they would have the access that you require, whereas with servants, they go on unnoticed in general. Certainly, I can get you the access needed to get past most of the guards and into the actual room where this crown is stored.
Oh, very well, we'll take your advice on the matter.
It's probably best, yes. Now, as I mentioned before, there is a great event going on. Here at Zinshun, we are about to have the birth of our very first dragons. One has come from the flaming tree of Ognar, which was difficult to create, but we believe our tests have produced a valid offspring. and the other one comes from the beautiful Salai crystalline river. And at their birth, we will undergo the ceremony to bring them together and forever be the guardians that we so seek. But, and to symbolize this, the antler crown is needed. But let me just say that antler crown is needed for other things as well. So I'm giving you this information if anyone does ask you, so that you know the right things to say. But hopefully no one will.
Okay. So you're saying that you created dragons?
Yes, it was rather difficult, but I think the results will speak for themselves.
Big, scaly, breathes fire, dragons.
Yes, I'm surprised you would know such a thing.
Well,
I thought they were a top secret. How would you know that?
Oh, there are legends, but they're just stories. There's never such a thing. They're not real.
Is this a creature dragon, or is this a magical construct of some kind?
Well, it started off as a construct, but we have been working to make it so that it is a valid creature that can create offspring. That's part of what this wedding is about, to make valid offspring.
A valid offspring?
Yes. I don't understand why you're discussing legends here. There are no legends of these beings, we've just created them.
So you are creating a machine that can create other machines. This could go badly. I've heard legends of this.
It is, let's just say that these beings will guide our race further into the future and will provide the weapons we need to take over any of the lands. And she looks pointedly at you, Riki, that remains unable to bend to our will.
But what if these creatures decide that they're superior to you and create many of their own kind? What if these machines rise up and take over your land?
That would never happen. We control them. And we have fail-safes in place if they ever were to run amok.
But true dragons cannot be controlled.
You speak of these creatures as if you know them well.
We have a great many stories of dragons where we come from, but
yes, we have things called books as well. Do you know what a book is?
Of course I know what a book is. You'll not find them in books, unless, of course, you have managed to steal some of our designs.
Jay starts singing one of the ballads he knows about the feature dragons. Does he have something that might be on point?
Oh yeah, definitely. He would know several songs to that effect. As you start singing the song, Zinte looks to you a little bit confused. It almost looks like he hasn't heard this song before. Listen, Jace, that is a lovely voice, but you probably won't need it at this point in time. Now, from what I can see here at the moment, you guys look a little bit the worse for wear. I expect you working at your full capacity to be able to retrieve the item for me. And I think the best opportunity to get it would be tomorrow.
Okay, so are you going to provide us with suitable quarters where we can rest comfortably and safely?
I think I might have one room for you all.
One room only? Goodness, how can we be expected to sleep well all crowded into one room? You've seen our companions.
Yes, they're a little, looking to Alarak and Wabani, they are a little worse for wear and a little uncultured, aren't they?
No, I just mean that surely we should all, if you're genuinely investing in us with this, what I'm presuming is an opportunity that's not going to come again, perhaps you should invest more than a single room.
Make a persuasion check.
It's a very good argument.
He sort of ums and ahs for a second, goes, very well, 2 rooms, but that's the most I can spare.
How about your room? What if you slept in the garden?
Don't try my patience.
Jace says, so in the morning I might look slightly different, and he lets his disguise elf spell drop.
Ah, yes, that is similar to the spell I was planning to use, but mine will be a little bit more effective, I believe. Very well, I think I've had enough discussion with you. You will find food in your quarters soon, and I will speak to you tomorrow morning. Is there any other questions before I leave?
Oh, our healer is used the last of his medicine kit. In case we need to perform any field dressings, do you have supplies that he could restock with?
Yes. I will get one of my servants to provide you with a fully stocked healer's kit.
Much appreciated.
Very well. I will see you tomorrow morning. And with that, he sort of turns on his heel and walks away. Soon enough, that halfling who provided Wabani with the clothes before returns nods and sort of motions for you to follow him. He doesn't seem to say anything, though.
From what I've heard of this task, it sounds mighty dangerous. I'm sure you negotiated a great price.
I did, I feel. The best I could get in the circumstances.
How many hundred? What are we looking at?
100 each.
Not bad.
Was that halfling a slave?
Yeah, I would like to speak to the halfling. Hey, are you able to speak with us?
Are you speaking in Elvish or a different language?
I can speak halfling, so I start speaking halfling.
He turns to you with a look of surprise and just shakes his head. Do you say anything?
You can't talk to us, or it's not safe?
He looks back again, stops, and looks to you directly, Riki, and goes, please, don't talk. It would be wiser if you didn't speak. And then he sort of points to his arm, and there's horrific scars along his arm. Then he turns and continues to walk on.
Oh, could we rescue him?
You can certainly try.
He'll explode, won't he, if he goes off site?
There's no collar around his neck.
Okay, so we go to our quarters. I see if I can find an extra quarter to stay in.
When Jace gives us his attention, do I notice anything peculiar about his eyes?
Who, the halfling's eyes?
No, Jace.
You can make a perception check.
I'm trying to see if he looks like he's all there. That's a 17.
He seems to be all there from what you can tell.
You did a good deal on behalf of the Dodgy Brothers, Jace.
Yeah, weren't you listening to us? I was explaining to Alarak before. You know, we've got 100 gold each, and we've got passage home, which I expect that's going to be a sizable amount of magic to achieve that.
And
Yeah,
we're
actually,
coming out of this on top, right?
Wow. It's in our hands now, but I certainly intend to.
Reiki, would you be familiar with the magic he's going to use to get us back home?
Ooh, would I be familiar with the magic? That's something I would need to think about.
Make a
Because
history check.
this teleporting stuff, I'm interested.
I think I rolled a 1.
You've heard of stories back when you lived in Laudanley of teleportation magic and such, but you can't bring anything to mind at this point in time.
But I do have
No
a
worries.
sneaking suspicion that what they're talking about raising isn't an actual real dragon.
So this thing from, I mean, I've heard stories, but it's just stories. What do you think? You think they're making a construct?
I think they're making the idea of a dragon. But no, probably isn't a real dragon. Might be a good one to talk to Donnaroo about, actually.
I've got a
Has
thought.
Donnaroo been around for a long time?
Actually, it's kind of hot here, but maybe she's here, and I'll go to like the center of the garden and raise my hands up high and just kind of like try to let my senses out to see if I can sense anything in like an open prayer.
Okay, make a religion check.
Yeehaw! Ooh, 18 with no modifiers.
Okay, so you stand there for a little while, much to the consternation of the halfling who's waiting on you now. But you feel a brush of air move past you in this area, which is a bit odd because you're now inside one of the buildings, and you feel a sense of well-being. So it's almost like Donnaroo is there and following you, but it's hard for her to provide any more of a sign.
I don't know, guys, but you know what? I'm starting to think that all these years she's been talking, and I just didn't know how to hear. I felt the breeze.
I don't know about talking, but you sure smell pretty.
She doesn't seem to be all here, so maybe we're too far, but still, I mean, look, there's walls and there was a breeze. Interesting.
I don't think you're all there either, Wabani, but shall we
you know
keep
what,
moving?
Jace? Shut up. You're a jerk. Don't mess with Donnaroo, okay? And I won't mess with your whatever, your harp.
His hair.
It's a lute, thank you.
Yes, sure. Harp, lute, same thing.
You
And I
feel
say
a
that
tug on
with as
your
much-
shoulder, Jace.
With
That the halfling is trying to direct you onwards.
Okay. Has the halfling reached my shoulder?
Okay, on your elbow.
Mage hand, dude.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Okay, so before long, he shows you to two adjacent rooms, and what you find inside is some low-slung tables, and some cushions, and some wooden doors and such. And then on these tables, you see there's some unusual food is already laid out for you.
Jace sort of goes up and inspects it. Has a bit of a sniff.
It's certainly foreign food. You haven't seen it before, but it seems edible enough.
Yeah, foreign food. Does any of it look like a rat?
I bet they don't have flying potatoes here.
Well, that's just uncultured. That is just terrible.
Is any-
No rat that you can tell. There is some meat though.
uncultured elves. It is sad. They actually have meat? Okay.
They do have
Jace-
meat, yeah.
Jace grew up on the border down south. Does it any of it familiar to him at all?
No, surprisingly not.
Well, should we? So we've got this room here. Simple enough, fair. A very symmetrical place. I think we should probably keep a watch.
Agreed.
So you're staying all in the one room, or are you having separate rooms?
Oh, we got separate rooms?
But two
Got
rooms.
2 rooms,
Oh,
because Riki has insisted on 2 rooms.
I'll stay beside Alarak.
I guess Jace is with Riki.
Okay, so are you guys doing anything else before your long rest, or you leaving it at that?
Eating.
Yeah.
Before the long rest, I'll kind of Riki. Be careful with Jace. He's a womanizer.
That's all right. Don't worry. Bindi will keep watch for me. She keeps me out of
Oh.
trouble.
You're right, that little squirrel, indeed. No worries.
At just this point, you see Bindi sitting on top of Riki's shoulder and sort of shaking a furry little fist.
That's exactly what Bindi sounds like.
So before
Okay.
we sleep, Alarak wants to just take that platinum coin, the one that when he grabbed sort of seemed to take us to this new place. and Just
That one
turn-
burnt to dust.
that one burnt to dust.
Yeah.
Well, he's still going to take the one that he thinks might also be involved from the same place and just turn it over and try and ponder it. That
Okay.
whole teleporting thing for the next till he falls asleep.
He's
Okay.
tuning to the platinum.
Jace is going to attune the wooden boar again.
Yeah.
I created an effect for that too.
Oh,
An
and
effect?
And so Riki pulls out a teeny little bell and a piece of fine silver wire and spends a minute threading it around near the entrances that people would have to walk through to get into their section of the building. She says, "Don't worry, I will find out if anybody comes near. I will be awakened. There'll be an alarm."
Oh, cool.
Excellent.
No watch. Excellent.
Don't think it covered your bedroom.
No, it's covering the hallways.
Oh, okay, good.
Jeez, Jace. I mean, couldn't you see her walking over there? It was clearly she was covering the hallway. Pay attention.
Okay, so as you guys settle down for bed, I think this is probably a good time to finish for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for listening in. And I hope you had a good time. Remember, you can find us on Twitch, YouTube, Podbean, iTunes as well, Discord. See the details below within the Filthy Pig Discord server or within the Twitch channel. And I think we might cut it off there. Thank you very much.
Till next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Catch ya.